Hello and welcome. I'm Patrick,
I'm Padre.
and today we cover the drips and splashes of all the rules changes that are going to be coming to
Splashes my ass. More like a tidal wave, dude.
X-Wing.
We have scenarios, incoming points changes, new obstacle rules, and new rules for bumping your own ships and your opponents.
Okay, yeah, so we have a lot to unpack and also digest over the next few months. Uh, at least that is when we're supposed to get the drop around late January, early February is when the rules updates, points changes, scenarios, and also the latest wave is supposed to come out.
Yeah. Okay. Which do you want to cover first? The
Uh,
good, the bad, or the ugly?
let
Wah,
Let's start with
wah,
ugly,
wah,
and we already
wah,
have the picture up,
wah.
and you're wondering what the heck is that? Why are all these ships just sitting in a corner, like not doing anything?
well, okay, so now when we say ugly, we don't mean horrible or bad. We mean something unrecognizable from the current state. We have played the game in such a way for so long, it could possibly, just a little bit, put people off, or they may even avoid it entirely. So, what may cause someone to say, "Ooh, that's ugly"? How about new rules when bumping an enemy or friendly ship? There are now consequences to bumping yourself and other ships as well.
Yeah, so as you can see, just from a picture like this, to where you would cause yourself bumping, under this new format, when you try to castle or self bump, your ship will now have to roll a die. On a hit or a crit, you suffer a damage dealt face down, and then you skip your perform action step as normal, but only
Oh
against
shit.
friendly ships. What'd you
Crit,
get? A crit? All
crit.
right, that's a damage face down. Yeah, so it's only on friendly ships, though. There is, more, but Padre, go.
So, okay, because when you overlap an enemy ship, you can perform focus or calculate from your action bar as long as you aren't stressed. And then you receive a stress token for the action if taken. If you bump into a friendly, and an enemy ship at the same time, you are counted as if bumping the friendly ship only.
Everybody got that? All right. So,
S-
oh, I can't wait to train track ships
o-
again, and to
Okay.
see which one it bumps, and like being super extra careful, because that could be the difference between having an action or not, or taking damage. So take your time when maneuvering your ship, or even call a judge over for help. But just don't sit there and nitpick it all day.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty ugly for players that are used to maybe sitting in corners or stalling a turn or two. I recall certain players bumping their shuttle into an ace, so that could come out a few turns later. Now they actually need, believe it or not, they're expected to fly their ship or risk taking damage.
Yeah, people might bump themselves to stay in the corner and possibly take the damage. That's a risk they're willing to take. But that is the ugly. What would you consider bad?
I'm so glad you asked because this is this is all bad for me, man.
Oh, just
It's all
just
bad for me.
specifically you. Not doesn't matter what anyone else suffers.
Who cares about them, dude? We're talking about me. Me. All right. So AMG mentioned that they were considering a change to attacking while ships are touching at range zero.
Yep.
Well, now you can shoot at range zero, but there's another little small stipulation.
Yeah. Here, let's show you. So in this example, indeed, now you get out your pad and pen because this one's a real thinker. So while you shoot at range zero and the ship is in your arc, you may roll your base attack value. You can't modify or add dice. You can't modify your opponent's dice. The defender can modify your dice, at least that's what I'm understanding, and they can modify their own dice. That might change, or when the rules come out, they might actually be more specific. Because, we don't have any current rules, but again, they should be very clear on this part when we get them.
So, man with dog face to the banana patch.
Exactly.
Okay. S- So, also, there's no range bonuses at range 0
Nope.
unless specified on the card. Only primary attacks at range 0 unless specified by the card. Lastly, ships that attack at range 0 now, like Arvel,
Mm-hmm.
may get bonuses down the road while attacking at range 0. So we're gonna wait and see.
Okay, so I'm not understanding. Why is this bad? This seems pretty straightforward to me. Everyone gets to attack out of their arcs.
Not everybody, because my K Wings don't have a front arc. If someone bumps to me while my arc is, say, facing another way, I can't attack them at range 0. And I can't use my barrage rockets either.
Okay, but that's a concern for all players. You could bump a ship and not get a range 0 shot while your opponent does. And at least K Wings have mobile arcs and bombs.
When are you going to learn? It's all about me, Patrick, and my K-Wings. I don't want any Tom or Harriet to run into my ship, into my bow, and shoot me while I'm useless.
Oh, okay. I got it now. So it's all about you, but someone like me with a front arc could see this as beneficial.
Now you're getting it, dude.
Okay. Now, what about the good?
Oh, the good is great. We get proper effects from overlapping obstacles.
Okay, that you're happy about that? That doesn't affect K Wings?
Well, I thought since he couldn't hurt K-Wings, it's not bad.
Oh, but I mean, you're still over like do you overlap asteroids like everyone else?
No, these couldn't be any better, dude. To start with, asteroids now cause a ship to suffer 1 damage. And then you roll a die to see if you take another damage on top of that. Ooh,
What'd you knock over?
blank.
Oh. Blank.
Okay. Debris clouds now cause stress. And now when rolling a die, it damages you on a hit or crit.
Hmm.
All dealt face down, by the way. Face down. So not
Yeah.
face up, face down.
So it used to be you would roll to see if you get damaged, stressed, or strained. Now those are just automatically included, and then you add a die roll to that. Um,
Right.
so for the biggest news, and I'm so excited about this because we wanted this back when gas clouds came out. They
Yes.
are now new and improved gas clouds. After you fly over them, you get a strain. You also break all locks that are assigned to you. Then you roll a die. On a hit, you receive 1 ion token. On a crit, you receive 3 ion tokens.
Crit.
Oh, crit. There you go.
Okay. See, this is how good since I personally never hit obstacles.
Ah.
Let my opponents suffer for their mistakes.
So, what if I dropped a rig cargo chute or a spare parts canister on you?
Well, okay, sometimes that can't be helped, but in those cases, you now gain a stress and you roll a die. On a hit or crit, you gain a strain. So, not too much difference.
Yep. So, we will also note that there is an overall rules changes for obstacles. It used to be when you overlap them, you wouldn't get an action. And if you moved through them, you wouldn't get an action. So after moving through obstacles, ones that don't cause stress, you still get to perform your action.
All except, pardon me, all except ones that like cause stress.
Yes.
You still cannot perform actions while stressed. I can't stress that enough. Get it? Did you see how I
Jesus.
did that?
Terrible.
Also, you skip your action if you overlap an obstacle, otherwise known as you parked on top of one.
Exactly. So just like in the picture here, you can see one of them is overlap. That wouldn't get an out in action. There are some that flew over them. they would get the action. So you got to understand the difference between the two of them. I might be confusing, but again, hopefully they come out with cleaner rules. Um, but oh, and also another very important note: you still cannot shoot if you're overlapping an asteroid, but that now includes debris clouds and gas clouds as well.
As I just said, I don't overlap obstacles, so for me, it's all good.
Okay. Anyways, this has got a lot of questions asking in their chat when they were streaming. One example being tractor beams, and AMG addressed that. Given the new obstacle system, they really wanted to keep ships from landing on them, so you can no longer tractor ships onto obstacles either.
Okay, now I feel bad for ships that use tracking abilities. They just can't leave tractor well enough alone. Let's modify it a few more times, shall we?
So they did state that they're leaving the option to rotate it 90 degrees after being moved. You still get tractor tokens that reduce your agility, so all that's staying the same.
Okay, so what's next?
Okay, so we're going to add to our good, the bad, and the ugly, the best and the worst. So, what do you want to start with first?
Okay. Well, how can I? Because this is the worst thing to happen to X-Wing. I might as well sell off my supply now, throw out my blessed dice, and start playing more tanks.
Padre is referring to the banned list of standard and extended play.
Look what they've done to my boy. My beautiful boy.
Oh, Padre, of course, is referring to his K Wings, but this also refers to any ship that doesn't have a 2.0 box. So, any ship that was brought into second edition and or wasn't brought into second edition and doesn't have its own 2.0 package will not be in standard play. I don't know what that means for upgrades in those boxes that aren't in other boxes, but this includes TIE bombers, Lambda shuttle, K wings, YT 2400, the Rebel attack shuttle, E wings, the Rebel Arc 170, but that's in the Resistance pack, so that is still in extended. The Ozita gunship, Sabine's TIE fighter, which technically you can buy a normal TIE fighter and use Sabine's cards, but you can't get Sabine's TIE fighter anymore because it's not on the website. I found that very weird. It's not even out of stock. It's just not on Asmodee's webpage. The Rebel Z95, but again, you can buy the Scum Z95 and substitute that. The Alpha Class Star Wing, or aka the Gunboat, TIE Aggressor, TIE Phantom, IG-88, the G1A Starfighter, Kirex Fighter, Star Vipers, Lancer Pursuit Class, aka the Shadowcaster, M21L Kimogila, Space Tug, the MG100 Star Fortress, the Resistance Falcon, but again, you can buy a Rebel Falcon and use that as your Resistance Falcon, and the Upsilon Shuttle class. Till all of those are updated into 2.0 packaging, not just in the conversion kits. They're not allowed in standard play. There are some exceptions, like I just mentioned, Z95, the Falcon, the Arc 170. Those are technically in 2.0 boxes, but you're going to have to buy a different faction to use them in others. So you can proxy those ships, but I mean, you're not going to get the original Sabine TIE Fighter paint job. You'll have to buy it. And of course, AMG is promising that they will update and release those in second edition in the coming future. But how long have you been waiting for your K Wings, Robert?
Since 2.0. And by the way, in case anybody was counting, because it went so fast, I came up with 24 ships.
Yeah.
24 ships that, they're going to release in the near future.
Yep. In the near future.
Right. Yeah. I could not be more upset, even after changing companies, rules, and getting scenarios. I still don't get my K Wings in standard play, which of course is the new standard for organized play. I personally cannot get a break with X Wing at all.
Yeah. So most of the events run by AMG will be in the standard or limited format, and not all ships or cards will be legal because they still have a ban list that's coming.
Well, let's talk about organized play because this is the best of best news.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about organized play AMG. Because let me tell you, if I own the rights to LucasArts and X-Wing, I would sue you for taking our ideas.
So you're claiming that AMG took our ideas as their own and pardon me, sorry. You are claiming that AMG took our ideas when they own the label and game, as well as the original missions we reformatted to second edition?
Yeah, how dare they?
Okay, well, viewers, if you hadn't guessed, the new organized play format will be scenarios. We did get a sneak peek at a few of them, like zone control scenarios, snatch and grab. Um, let's go to LA. Tagging opponents and chance engagement, which is, the classic dog fighting.
Yeah, so on my well, actually, it's my left, but technically my right. Uh,
Yeah.
they have shown us this scenario, which is zone control. So players will score points for being range one of an objective at the end of the round. 5 objectives will be placed on the table by each player, and the game will carry out as normal while collecting points. You still get points for destroying your opponent, but getting points for each objective could win you the match.
So we've been playtesting objectives and scenarios
Yeah.
uh, that are very similar to what they have planned. Of
Hmm.
course, each one will take a lot of practice to master, and AMG also wants players to build their list to accommodate all four scenarios. Because there might be a situation where you only play one scenario for a tournament or roll for a scenario before playing an opponent, and you will also need to do that for each match.
Yeah. So with list building, it'll become very important. AMG wants players to engage one another. They don't want you to sit in the back and wait. They want you to get in there and gain some objectives. And they also don't want you circling the edge. They want you in the scrum of it.
You can tell they have been testing this for a while. Um, they've come to some dead ends from its original design. If you solve bidding,
Hmm.
then you need to solve fortressing. If you solve fortressing, then you need to solve medalists. Once you solve that you need to solve the next thing and the next. So if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to
Exactly.
want a pancake. Okay. So I can see the reason for uh, pardon me, for such dramatic changes to the core of the game. It really was a house of cards that needed to be knocked down and rebuilt with a stronger foundation.
Yeah, yeah, I understand completely. We've been requesting these changes for years, pleading for scenarios, fixing the bidding system and initiative ties and all that, and finally having a developer sharing their plans is good for the game.
I noticed some hesitation, even a little bit of doubt in your voice there, Patrick.
Okay, no cap, and I just learned that that's a thing you can say. No cap.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, boomer.
Okay, serious now. I do appreciate all the hard work AMG has put into X-Wing over the last year or 2 years. I can't keep track. COVID is just like that's how I track things now. Is how long COVID's been going. They're keeping us in the loop. I honestly, I really feel like they're keeping us off balance as players.
Oh, my only 2 cents on that subject is not having anything tangible to hold.
Yeah,
Okay, I like to hold something. Okay, it's all promises and puzzle pieces for us to put together. Worst part is we may not have the full picture, and I know in most cases, dude, we don't.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of leaving us breadcrumbs here for us to follow. We've been adjusting slowly, practicing, learning new rules. It stands to reason that anyone can be overwhelmed, and I know that you normally say that you're the salty one, but I feel like I'm salty after this latest.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not gonna lie, for the first time I'm stuck. I i don't want to play X-Wing due to the fact I can't get past. I have no rules reference to check. I have no official OP documents, no OP kits, just a Twitch video and a Google Docs that doesn't have any rule changes, just the last stream bullet points. Again, thank you, Travis, the Johnson, for making those. We love those documents. Keep them coming. But at this point, I feel lost.
I get it, Patrick. Okay, I get it. Even here at RSTV and Sling Paint, we recon a lot of information. Then we try to put it into a quick video for everyone to understand and get back to playing the game as intended. However, we are also scrambling to get that information to get it accurately. No one likes to watch a stream that leaves you with more questions.
I know. So exactly. I'm going to try to get back up on the horse and playtest these, but I have no idea what to start with. I'm not sure what cards and ships are going to be banned, the cost of the ships that are legal, and the full rules of the scenario, which is kind of important. It comes in handy when there's a rules conflict as you're playing. I also don't want to play the old format since it's not really valid anymore. Uh, it's like we're in limbo till we get more information. For example, I go to the store and I need to determine what I'm going to play and how. I may not have a list that's worth taking in a straight up dogfight. I may not have or want to partake in the scenarios that night. And I'm not trying to be difficult because I know that's a lot of people's arguments like, how, blah, blah, there's too much stuff and you're going to dilute your player base. But this is the issue that I have is the information we're getting. I can't verify. I have, and not everyone listens to podcasts or watches this stream or reads articles. It may cause conflicts at the store when everyone is reading it from a different page of the same book.
Well, personally, I, as a K-Wing player,
Hmm.
am not pleased with many things. I feel that um, we need to wait and see on some things, but it's so aggravating to me that we have to wait. I don't like personally the drips and the drabs and the breadcrumbs and the well maybe this and maybe that and if you're going to give me this information in this video that they did and then they're going to say, hey, we're going to have the new rules out there end of January, maybe February. That's 2 months of me not being able to do anything with 24 ships banned. And with those ships came pilots. And with those pilots came, like you said, upgrade cards. If you're banning that ship, are you banning everything else? And there's too many fill in the blanks here for us to know. It just is too hard for us to figure out.
I
Well,
know.
that's it for today. I do hope you enjoyed the stream. Want to remind everyone to check out Recon Tokens for all your token and your custom token needs. Um, we're working hard. We're coming up with some new things coming up here.
Yeah.
Some new alt art of the Blueprint series are going to be coming, and we're looking forward to that. And Patrick, you got anything?
I mean, last bit. So I'm going to be playing some of these rules because we're starting up a new HOTAC campaign. Sean has asked anyone and everyone to help playtest HOTAC. So we're going to start up a new campaign and try to implement some of these rules that we got from AMG. But as far as classic X-Wing, as of right now, it's on hold until we get everything because everyone's going to say, well, you can just play it the old way. And it's I really don't want to play it the old way because I'm excited to play it the new way, but I can't play it the new way because I don't have that way yet. I only have certain rules, and I don't really want to get into habits of playing it incorrectly. And then once we get the rules, AMG goes, hey, you know what? We didn't put that part in, or it's not in there yet. It's not official. So it's hard. All right, but we are excited about the new rules. Don't get us wrong. If those are the rules, we're excited. But you can always check us out on Facebook and on Rec Spec X-Wing Miniatures and Recon Specialist TV. You can check us out on Instagram, recon_specialist_TV, where we post a bunch of paintings, drawings, alt arts that we're working on, and games that we're playing. And also, we actually also have huge news. You can now add Epic into TTT. So for you other streamers that love playing Epic but have no way of adding it to your overlay or have added it and it's a pain in the butt, TTT has now added Epic because we reached out to TTT and asked them, and thank you, Dennis, you added it to there, so we couldn't be more thankful. You can listen to us on our Podbean at Recon Specialist TV. That's on iTunes as well and Google Play. We talk X-Wing and everything about X-Wing, not just the 206. You can support our channel. There's a Patreon link below. Go ahead and click it, and you can get certain information that we're working on, development, secret episodes. We just recorded our review of the Clone Wars, so I can't wait to upload that to there. And you also get amazing quarterly prizes as well as Christmas stuff and rewards as saying thank you. You can also join our Discord, which is Recon Specialist TV, where you can talk to us directly or see what's coming down the pipe, or even join in everyone's conversations. And finally, reminding everyone to please casual.
See ya.
Later.